You got your own change room now?
Yeah. Remind to raise your hand, I will call on you.
Coach, is Valanche going to be on tonight?
He is, yeah.
Right?
But the stats report on the guys that were sick from yesterday, how are they feeling?
All good to go.
Okay.
Coach, Ross mentioned that with as good as the team is right now, it feels like there's a target on your backs. Do you feel as though your team feels any pressure from that, or is that?
I don't think they feel any pressure from it. I just think it's natural. It's what it is. I mentioned it a couple weeks ago. I mean, if you're on a roll, you're going to get the other team's best game. You know, they're going to want to knock you off whatever roll you're on, and they're going to want to come in and play well because they know they have to if they're going to beat us. And so you're expecting difficult games every night.
Coach Jesse?
Coach, you guys have had such a condensed schedule here, and I know you guys have talked about you're not really paying attention to it, but are you guys able to find the time, without practicing much, to look back at games like what you had against Vancouver, got a little heated earlier in the season? And just how are you guys using the time that you do have?
Yeah. No, we look back at all of them. I look at their last 3 to 5 games. You know, Brett helps me with the pre-scout on all that, and I pick through a bunch of stuff that I want to see. Goals for and goals against in the last 10, and then I look back at our most recent game against them or recent games if we played them multiple times and see what I liked and didn't like, and then I narrow it all down to give them a message that I want for tonight's game and what I think the game plan is. So that's kind of been the way we do it all the time, regardless of how condensed the schedule is or not. Yeah.
Last year, go ahead, Evan.
Just with Val back tonight, Ross's role might change again, but it seems like it just doesn't matter where he is this year. He's been very consistent and playing the same way. Is this maybe the longest good stretch he's had, like in Colorado, the best stretch? Maybe?
I'm going to say yes. Yeah. Loved the stretch he had at the beginning of last year. He was on fire, scoring every night. Then he got hurt, and then he never really kind of got back to that. But I think as far as, like, he's been putting in the work, and, you know, we've been meeting periodically, briefly on things that I want to make sure that he's doing on the defensive side of things. And he's really bought into that. He's become a better defensive player this year than he was last year and the year before. And also chipping in and playing to his identity. Like, and part of that is hard forechecking, physicality, energy, skating, and I mean, he's getting rewarded for some of that hard work with getting on the score sheet on a nightly basis. So I like the year that he's having so far, and I think it's sustainable. To me, this is repeatable things that he can continue to do on a nightly basis.
Colin?
We were just talking about, kind of going back to Jesse's question, with the balance of optional practices and the guys that actually do go out and skate. Like I was talking to Parker Kelly, and the fact that he doesn't play as many minutes a night, and a guy like Cale, he'll take the time off, but Parker will get on the ice. Is that kind of the way you kind of want to balance that, and it's better for them?
Yeah, they all have their own individual conditioning plans, right? So, and I don't care if Parker goes on the ice or not, or if he wants to do that work off the ice, but there's lots of guys that don't play a lot of minutes, that like to get touches and like to feel the puck and like to work on things on the ice because they're not on the ice for 20, 25 minutes a night. And then lots of guys that are on the ice want to give those muscles a break and do different things in the gym, strengthening, conditioning, whatever it is. Some of it's recovery work. But they all have their own individual plan with our strength guys. They're on top of it. It's not just like, well, it's a day off, or, you know, like everyone has a plan and is going about their business, even on morning skate days. But you know, I've touched on this before. It's basically how we run the last 2 to 3 months of the year every year. So we're just kind of doing it all year this year. We're an older team. I don't think we love to practice. You know, they want to play and they want to get ready to play, and that's kind of the way we look at it. So with that, if we're not hitting the ice as a team a lot, then the learning has to be done on video, and we got to apply it into the game. You don't get the reps at it, but you certainly can know what you're doing out there, and you can all be on the same page.
Last two, go ahead here.
To be around the 1/3 point of the season and to see where Gabe is at, he's in the lineup every day, the physical game, is that all you could have hoped for when you thought about where he might be back at the start of the season?
Yes. Yeah, I think we're pretty pleased with not only that he's been able to stay healthy, feel good, you know, like all that is on track to continue, but also like sort of the increase incrementally in his game as the season's gone on. He just keeps getting better and better, and I don't think he's peaked yet. So We also like the track that he's on when it comes to like performance as well.
Last one, Jesse.
Just want to check in and see what you thought of Ivan and his call-ups.
He was good. Yeah, he was good. I mean, I like the way he's a great skater, right? So he has to use that to his advantage. I think this time up, he looked more comfortable with the puck. It wasn't just chip and chase. It was smart puck decisions, but if he had ice in front of him, he took it and used his legs and was making some plays. And he went to the hard areas of the ice a little bit more and came up with more pucks, both off of forecheck, net front, and whatnot. So I think it was a good step in his development. Now he's going down again and playing down there, and we'll keep a close eye on him.
Thanks, sir.
Yep, thanks.
Good.